Hello and welcome. We are on the completion of the fifth day of May 2019. All bets, trades, all of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. And amongst the monthly term time frame, which has basically been straight up from the 2011 lows of about $3, nice little move up to about 267, retracing sideways into the band, and then another final peak leg higher in at about 1200, and just like we're seeing now, a nice little correction barely goes above the 18 in here. And well, the difference from this one to this one is it's actually had two small green candle up barriers, and okay, whatever, one that's breaking above the lows, and this is just an early month look at the 5th of May. But the one way of looking at price action for any market, anytime you look at something like this where before an event, you were well extended above the 18 average. Well, whenever you see prices that have been below the 18 lows, that are now above the 18 highs, well, it's probably a lot safer of a buy there than it would have been at that exact same price point beforehand. But you can see it didn't have anywhere near that same volatility on the way up. At least a month like this obviously did not exist, nor did a 4 month period like this really ever exist. Although this was a wild 3 month move right there. But as we see it currently, it's either reversal or resumption of trend. Reversal of trend because now that it has broken down below the support, has established that this level has now can come into this band, so it's deep enough. As long as it hits the lows, it could still hit the highs, and while breaking down below it, reversal of trend is now a bear market. This is, from my look in here, never been bearish. It attempted it back in here, and it never did it. At least not on this time frame. And reversal or resumption of trend, well, because it was unable to reverse it amongst this move would be when you see it holding and staying above here, which is what would have been the case back in here. This was showing, oh, resumption of trend because it never did break below this established support mark. So to say it'd be pretty big if it can hold and stay above around 9,000 even for more than 3 months. That would be an extremely strong indication. If maybe we have a support right around, say, 88.50, 90.61, maybe it resists up to, say, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, that would be a dangerous setup. But you know what? The market will do what it does, and all I can do is just react to the given situation. Amongst the weekly, when it made this a bear market move, well, the support was established back in here. Came back to the band, tried to break it, nope, came back to the band, and this was just that long descending triangle I talked so much about. And then it did turn this into a bear market on this break lower. So within its first correctionary phase, I mean, what's up with this? What's up? I mean, this is just a magnificent situation here. One, two, three, four, five, about seven or close eight-ish or so periods, weeks, where it just literally did this ascent line rate of ascent, starting at the 18 lows and concluding at the 18 highs, which was its resistance when it came up here on February 18th timestamp, and it resisted the last three periods at that level, and then just a tremendous break since then because of the great break that it has had and its extremely low volatile 3 weeks in here. We had three pause weeks, and even this week it kind of still is, only because its volatility isn't that much big. All it has done, and it is something noticeable, it has barely broken above this resistance, and it'll be a technical close that will look at this because this is closing in 29 minutes. This is the period that started April 29th. It's 7:31 p.m. Eastern time as I'm doing this. The market closes at 8 o'clock. Okay, nice little setup coming in. It has not had any move towards the 18. It still looks, it still can, but it looks like it isn't though. And I've put in the Fibonacci lines on the coin stamp exchange for Bitcoin. And it has, not, as I've been saying before, I guess again for the new people, you don't resist where you're supposed to, meaning, okay, so you're going to support it. I guess sort of, but not really. It lifted off from there. It's just an odd pattern that is doing its unusual, and that is taking its sweet time to get up there. But most of the times, when you don't find resistance here, its next play is to its next key level. So usually it does it fast. We're finishing off period 4 since this event, going into 5, and that's not fast. But the market's doing, of course, as it is doing, and getting up above here, probably pierce above around 67. Okay, what do we do here? I'm either looking for support back at 48 or resistance next at 98 is the types of things I'd be going over within the daily term time frame. The resistance established first here on April the 3rd was increased a little bit on April the 10th. It successfully had an amazing job correcting it, including showing multiple days with strengths at the 18 highs. Had the failed break it, which coincided on news with Tether and Bitfinex problems within it, but obviously supporting this 18 lows area from that decline and 3 periods to get up to the 18 highs, a great breakout there. But most importantly, getting above this level of resistance. Yesterday's session, which is Saturday, it held and stayed above it. It supported that previous level of resistance, almost supporting the 18 highs. And this one is a pure continuation pause of that. And amongst that, on the single term hour within it, because of that, it's developed an amazing range. But when these things are ready to go, these things can go like we can see in here, just have phenomenal moves at that point. And when it does, my target level again is probably around 6,400 and probably a bit higher than that as well. And let's move on to a couple alternate coins. All I can do is just adjust to the message of the market. I can try to predict whatever here and there. But this is something that I like to see is up and down moves. Had it here, there was a chance to profit. You can't really profit much with just ranging like this. And when you do trade, you're getting microscopic profits as it is anyway. But when you have an up and down move like this, you sell some on the way up, it comes back down, you do it again. A nice continuous grinding move of higher highs and higher lows to this high well above 5,000, noticeably above 5,000, 5,200. And then it's just been a straight, huge plunge down ever since. How much more is it going to go? Well, I'm just going to keep buying because that's basically what I do. I should be able to very shortly. For with Dash, I got 7 of 10 confirmations, and I'm selling this while it's going down. Well, the ratio is a different story. And amongst the last couple of weeks, I've been hitting here and there. Yeah, buy more theta, buy more theta. So I'm trading the ratio today. If the ratio is unable to pick any type of good, like, or go 25, 30% higher from where it is, and right now, I got Dash Theta at about 1358. So if it goes up to about 1600, 1640, maybe, yeah, 1650, then I'll sell more Dash and get more Theta. And of course, if it goes nicely back down, breaking below 1100, well, I'll get some of that Dash back. Because I know how the math is going to work in the end. When markets keep on having its up and down moves, a coin like Dash, hey, I don't care if it comes back down here, maybe resists up here, as long as it doesn't go way down, and as long as it moves. And within it itself, Dash isn't the most greatest in volatility, at least for crypto space. But Theta, I think, makes up for that with it having. It looks like moving forward, having like a 2, 3, 4x random move at any given time would make sense. As well as monster moves for coins like Theta, like 10, 12, 15x moves, when this might only have a 2x move. Either way, I'm able to accumulate as many of the theta now and play the game. It either wins or it loses. The only way it loses is if the at least one coin of the two gets their ass kicked really badly. And of course, if they both do, well, yeah, almost most certainly. But if they both do well, if one does really well and the other one at least hangs in there, it's always going to work. And thank you. And if you want to know more about that strategy, it's in the more information box. I got links talking about the strategies. And right now, I got a multiple part series up about just going over every single day on like a almost 1100-day period from 2016 to well, up just earlier at this around this point, and just go on a day by day level, explain how I would look at the numbers of particular markets and how I and when I buy and how much I do, and focus on risk reward management. And that's why I'm proud of that, because it really gives you an idea of just seeing how things work throughout like the entirety of a game played situation amongst the game of cryptos. Have yourself a great week. Take care. Bye bye.